took some notes last night because, you know, what I want you to hear is that the world is constantly, every single day, it's changing. And guess what else is happening? The financial landscape is changing. There's a whole new rich. And we've been talking about this all month. We've just really started. But we're going to continue all month about the new rich. And, you know, I need you to understand, people, especially you ladies, that you're going to have to be open to learning something new. Open to new ideas, because a lot of things have happened and things that were going on years ago have become totally obsolete. Let me tell you, I am actually communicating 3 times a week. It's hard for me to catch up. And I was known as, you know, I've been called hyper, I've been called busy. And listen, it's hard enough for me to catch up with these folks. This whole group of people, or a group of women that we're now working with, these girls are moving a mile a minute. I have to catch up with them because we are in a new age now, you know, where if you're not tech savvy, you're going to be left behind. And that's a part of this new financial landscape. So I want to encourage you to connect with people with a growth mindset, people that will provoke you to excellence. And there's an organization right here called the High Net Worth Women. You can find them on Facebook. I'm involved with them. Your network determines your net worth. Okay, and most of these organizations are designed with you in mind. And so I really, this morning, we're going to talk this morning. We really want to provoke your dreams this morning. Your dream life. Provoke what you're thinking. What are you thinking about your money? What are you thinking about your lifestyle? You know, which brings us now to the money in the marketplace, because that's really what we do the first thing in the morning. And I really want to provoke you this morning to think about how you're growing your money. Listen, money impacts every single area of your life. It impacts where you live. It impacts how you live. It impacts your vacation. It impacts whether you're going to take a vacation. It impacts your health insurance. You know, so I hear people all the time, and you know, I'm really talked to Jewel, and she said, hey, listen, tell them what I said. Listen, staycations mean you don't have any money to go on vacation. I can talk all y'all want. We know the deal with these staycations, and you know, money affects every part of your life. I had a gentleman say to me, you know, actually he threw a scripture at me. I can't remember, and I know scriptures, you know, and I have to be careful because I can quote scriptures all over this place, and I'm not here this is not Bible study, but you know what it is to have all of this and then to gain the world and to lose your soul. And I was like, you know what, for that one scripture, I can give you 300 more that talks about the Abraham promises, but we're not going to go there. So don't even kid yourself about that money, thinking that money doesn't affect every area of your life, because it does. So my question to you ladies are, how are you planning your life short term? As I'm asking myself that every day, particularly us that are starting over, whether it's a divorce, whether it's death, whether it's sickness, you know, you still need to have a 5-year goal, a 10-year goal. Are you actually creating a financial blueprint for your lives? I'm talking to those, and something's not right. We don't have our Facebook people on, so we want you to listen. Come on, tell a friend. We need you on. But we really want to help you develop a financial blueprint here. That's what we are called the Success Society Show, so that you guys can accomplish the net worth that you deserve. And as a matter of fact, what is your net worth? And what do you want your net worth to be? And so we're going to be talking a little bit more about that later on. And I'm posing these questions to you because I want you to think about it, because we're supposed to leave a financial legacy for our families. You know, and most of us are just thinking past the next check. And so I'm talking about developing a new mindset. Take a look at finding a group. I'm a part of the Millionaires Club. The High Net Worth group is right here. We have women across the country that have joined. We're looking to, to stop at 200 now, and so that we can be able to, service everyone. Right now we're at 117. I'm inviting you to join. You can check us out on Facebook, because the financial world that we know is totally different. It's a totally different landscape. I've been studying every day, listening to wealth strategists, wealth consultants, and they predicted that there's going to be a drastic change. And I'm not trying to frighten anybody, but you all know that Obama's been in office for 8 years. And, when they talk about a recession, it usually occurs every 7 to 10 years. We're already going into 8.5 years. Well, however long Trump has been in office. So it's 8 years plus those few months. And listen, we want to put yourself ahead of the curve before the market goes down. Okay, so guys, it's time to insulate. It's time to start getting some real estate under your belts. We've been talking about that. We're going to spend a whole segment, maybe 1.5 segments, Chanel and I, on tax lien certificates. We're going to be talking about that. And let me just give a disclaimer now. The opinions of this host and the guests are not necessarily the opinions of this station. And so I want to, just put a disclaimer in now. But what I want you to understand, we've been talking about gold, acquiring gold and silver. We're going to do a whole thing on gold and silver because there's a difference in storing gold and silver. If you're buying silver, it takes up 7.5 times more space than gold. But how do you store it? Where you buy it? Why you need it? We know that silver and gold does not deal, or it's not affected rather by inflation. It's not affected by inflation. I'm going to give you a little history of how gold came about and why you need to get gold in your portfolio. I am right now trying to calm myself down that I don't have enough. I mean, I've just brought my first gold, it's not even a bullion. And I'm making a decision that every other week I'm going to buy gold. And I'll worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it because I know that it doesn't inflate. It doesn't, it's not affected by inflation. So I want to kind of get you to think this morning, kind of stir up your thinking this morning and find out where are you with respect to your finances. I took some notes in the middle of the night. I want you to keep your mind open because business models are changing. They're changing. How many times you wake up one morning, you hear an announcement on the radio that, or the TV, that some of the large department stores that we've come to know, like a Macy's, are shutting down, 35 stores. And, it's just a matter of time before Macy's is going to become obsolete. And not only Macy's, but, businesses as we know it. Models are changing and things are becoming rapidly changing, and the financial landscape has changed. There is a new rich. We've talked about it a little bit. Chanel and I, and by the way, Chanel is here. She's my co-producer. I talk about her. I give her props. She holds me down here. Double masters, a Navy vet, and we're sitting here looking at, and we're, right now we're involved with trading on the trading foreign currency, and this thing is like a new language for us. It is like a new language, and we can't quit because when I'm looking at 21-year-olds talking about I made $400,000 last month. We're talking little guys like the Lil Wayne, talking about making $400,000 last month. Another little kid talking about he made $60,000 last week, trading foreign currency. And now, Dad, you don't have to pay for my tuition. What? And so that language I need to learn. And so this is what we're talking about. We're going to be spending a lot of time talking about foreign currency. We'll have Jill Tankard. She's going to come on the air with us. I think we're going to try to get her next week. She's going to talk about the new rich and what they're taking the country by storm. And this is not something new. This is something that the uber rich have been doing for years. They've just opened up foreign trade currency in the last 10 years to the private sector, which is you and I. And there's been a gentleman who has just been amazing, put together a educational platform to teach us foreign currency, because generally you couldn't trade on foreign currency unless you had a gazillion dollars. Now you can do it with 300. Now you can do it with 500 and build your portfolio. So we're going to be talking about that as well as tax lien certificates. The days of getting a 25-year mortgage is done. People don't even have 25 years that want to buy houses or want to be in debt. So there's a new way to buy property. We don't have to sit around with a mortgage over our heads. So these are the things that we're talking about here at the Success Society Show. We're talking, it's real meat. We want you to be able, some of you may not be able to digest it, but just hang in there. We're going to help you out here. But right now what I want to do, I'm not going to take a break, because our guest is here, and I have, had the opportunity to meet her just online and from what a few friends have shared with me about her. But I've just loved this woman already, and haven't even had a chance to meet her yet. But I love her already. We're going to get your. I'm not hearing anything in my mic, anything in my headphones at all, and so let's see if we can get some sound here, because I'm not really hearing anything. And but I'm just going to be, I hope everything is good. Okay. Okay, we're live. It's just that we don't have much sound in our headphones. I think they did something new with our headphones. It came over our emails last week, but we are live. I know I can hear us. But what I want to do is I want to introduce our next guest, our guest. And she's Nina Moore. And I've had her on Facebook for the last couple of weeks, and we've talked about her every single week. But Nina Moore is an international entrepreneur. She's a success coach, she's an author, she's a speaker, and she's from Philadelphia. Her life has been her life's goals is to her quest is to help other people. Even as a child, Nina would take in injured stray animals and hide them from her mom so that she could nurse them back to health. And this was the beginning of a long life that's dedicated to service. Currently, Nina is the wife to a loving husband, Paul Mora, and the proud mom of 4 beautiful children, and a glam mom to a beautiful baby girl named Hendrix. However, the beginning of motherhood started at the age of 15 when she was told she had ruined her life. Wow, that's deep. Nina was plagued for years by the weight of shame and guilt, so the challenge then became to prove everyone wrong, and she did just that. Finishing high school at the prestigious Philadelphia High School for Girls, yay, that's my high school, that was no cakewalk for her. But this gave her an overwhelming feeling of accomplishment, promising herself daily that she would make her children proud of her, and graduating on time with honors gave her a sense of accomplishment. It was then that Nina went on to attend Berlin Institute for Cosmetology and graduated at the top of her class. During this time, Nina began to cultivate and develop. Let's see what she developed. Okay, here we go. Love of music. Okay, we're going to get our papers here. And she has a natural passion for music while leading worship and teaching choirs all over the world. Now, the major turning point for Nina would be in August of 2014, when she was introduced to Total Life Changes, where she quickly rose to the top ranks of that company. Now, she's been featured in some of the most prestigious magazines, such as businessforhome.org and many other publications. She's also served on the Senior Leadership Council for the company, helping to create and navigate the company's corporate culture. She is presently with her new company, Direct Sellers, and is leading the company as the #1 producer in less than 5 months' time. Selah. Nina is committed to empowering others to see the greatness inside of themselves and encouraging all to dream again, live again, love again, laugh again, hope again, and most of all, bling again. Teaching people around the world that our past does not dictate our future, and the only limitations that we have are the ones that we put on ourselves. Listen, I'd like to introduce you and welcome Nina Rochelle Mora.
Hey, man. Good morning, world. It's exciting to be here.
Good. Well, we're ready to jump right in. Listen, I actually sat home last night. I was on 4 calls. I think we have this new thing called Telegram. We've been introduced to so many apps, and I'm talking to 4 different people in 4 different places. And we were talking about bringing you on, and I was sharing with the Millionaires Club about you. So I'm like Wendy Williams in my head. You're my best friend.
I love it.
Well, I want to go ahead and jump right in. First of all, talk a little bit about who you are and what's your passion now.
You know, what's funny is, first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. We talked kind of in length with Tyson, and I'm elated to be here. I always feel like it's an honor when, people don't have to be kind, and when they don't have to be kind to you. And so when someone opens their door and they share their platform with you, I think that's major. I think it's major. And so I want to first thank you for having me in your studio this morning on your show. I mean, Success Society. I mean, come on, somebody, right? That in itself, right? Let you know we're in the right place at the right time, and becoming the right people. And so who is Nina Moore? Nina Moore is just a girl from the hood. And now I say the inner city of Philadelphia, because some people they hear the word hood and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. But just a girl with a dream. And I remember as a little girl, my father was in the studio. My father was a musician, and he sang and he traveled all over the world. And I would stand behind the microphones or stand behind the stand, because they would take the microphone because they said, Nina, come on, we're in the studio. And I would stand behind the stand and act like I was singing and dancing, and I would tell my dad, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be famous. And you kind of know these things, you just don't know how. What's the vehicle that's gonna get us there? And so things start to happen in our lives, and they alter our course. But just because those things happen in our lives and alter our course doesn't mean that it changes the destination. It just means that the destination, that path may take a little bit longer. And so I didn't at 10 years old say I'm gonna be a mom at 15. things happen, and I carried a great level of shame and guilt from that because I'm the PK's kid. So, the church make you feel like
That's right.
you're going to hell.
That's right.
Instead of lovingly embracing you, because ultimately, yeah, I had sinned, but there's always a reason. Or if you don't know why somebody has ended up in the situation that they're in, then ask questions, nurture them back to health. Don't condemn them.
Stop right there. Because you know what I just realized? We want to put this live on Facebook, and we're not. So you can go ahead and snatch one of these, and we'll keep talking. You can get us live on Facebook, because we know that people have been waiting around for this, and we don't want them to miss this. So you can take one of these and go